Oh, man. Alright, guys, we're good. We're getting going. We're getting started. Oh, shoot. What the hell? Fire. Come here, Doodles. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Hey, Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. If you're not seeing this in 70mm large format as it's intended to be seen, don't worry, you'll still be able to follow the story. This summer, every Mint plan is $15 a month, even unlimited. See, super simple. You may not be seeing the unicorns or bids we shot practically, by the way, but as long as you understand the offer, we're good. That is going to be insane. Let's leave the offer up for another 172 minutes. Thank you very much.
Shit.
I'm gonna be staring at you for the coverable 80 spots. Every century since the beginning of Christianity has had at least one major event that has shaped the course of church history and still impacts Christianity to this day. As a disclaimer, some of these choices are subjective, but this is my attempt to find the most significant event in church history that happened in each century. The first century is really obvious, and I shouldn't even have to do this part. This is when the life, death, resurrection, and ascension of Jesus Christ happened. Not only was this the most important event in the first century, it was the most important event in all of human history, whether from a religious or a secular perspective. Even atheists still understand that the year is 2026. Well, 2026 years since what? This is also when Pentecost happened, right after the ascension of Christ, where the apostles were sent to start churches all over the world, marking the beginning of the Christian religion. The second century is when the episcopacy developed, and that's a fancy word for a structure of bishops, which is how most traditional churches work to this day. In the early church, each church was run by a council of elders/bishops, because they were the same office in the New Testament in the earliest churches. But gradually, one of the elders was placed over the other, bishop for each church. Then eventually there was a bishop over a group of churches, with one elder or person for working peaceably over each church. This was not to prevent schisms in the church, which is becoming more and more of a problem, especially because Christianity was illegal, so it was hard for the church to organize on a national level. Things got even worse in the 5th century, which saw some of the worst persecutions during the Roman Empire, and these persecutions have ended the effects still exist in the church today. During these persecutions, some compromised the faith to stay safe, and that caused the divide in the church between Christians who wanted everyone else's and moderate Christians who thought the radicals were too extreme. There were even some schisms over this, and this is when monasticism was founded, where the hardcore Christians wanted to live separately from the sneaky moderate Christians. Even today, every major denomination has split into the mainstream church and fundamentalists who left it because they thought it was getting too moderate and lukewarm. This impulse began in the 3rd century. Christianity radically changed in the 4th century. For all of its history so far, Christianity had been pacifist and opposed by governments, but after Constantine, for the first time ever, there was such a thing as a Christian government. And for the first time ever, the government got involved in the running of the church. Christianity got a lot more united, institutional, and formalized the essentials of the faith in things like the Nicene Creed. The 5th century saw personal and distinct schisms in church history that still persist to this day. Most of the schisms in the early church were tiny heretical groups breaking off and soon dying out, but these were the first splits between Nicene Christians that were trying to hold to the Orthodox faith. A big problem was the introduction of ecumenical councils often solidified schisms because people couldn't agree on which councils were valid and often held rival councils to each other. In the 6th century, the Byzantine Justinian recreated much of the old Roman Empire and installed the most organized state-church structure that had ever existed so far. There was a system called the Pentarchy where the 5 patriarchs would make the decisions in the church, but disagreements over how the Pentarchy should work would eventually lead to the Great Schism. The 7th century was disastrous for Christianity due to Christianity being divided from the previous 2 centuries. A new religion, Islam, sprouted and rapidly conquered many formerly Christian countries, subjecting them to centuries of persecution from other Muslims. Tons of modern-day Muslim countries like Turkey, Syria, Palestine, Egypt, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, and France used to be Christian countries. As a result of this, the 8th century saw conflicts within Christianity. The rise of Islam on increasing icon veneration in the church, which they considered idolatry, so they tried to ban icons until all Christians agreed. So there was a massive controversy with bloody persecution on both sides, whether it was okay to have images of God in the church, and if so, whether it was okay to venerate them. In the end, the pro-icon party won. This is the point that most Protestant reformers later said the church began to really fall. Divisions between Eastern and Western Christians increased in the 9th century. The Byzantine Emperor was in the East, but still held a lot of power as the successor of the Roman Emperor. So the Pope appointed his own Holy Roman Emperor of his own Holy Roman Empire, so he wouldn't have to answer to the Byzantine Empire. The Holy Roman Empire existed for over 1,000 years and shaped the course of Western history. For centuries after this, the Pope would be involved in a circular power structure with the Holy Roman Emperor, which would lead to the Pope asserting more and more authority, eventually leading to the Great Schism and the Protestant Reformation. Due to this circular power dynamic, popes began being appointed by Holy Roman Emperors in the 10th century for political reasons. They were very corrupt, and the church turned into what was called the pornocracy. Popes would have children with prostitutes who would themselves become popes, and there would be very inappropriate parties in the Vatican that sometimes women were invited to. This is one of the other things that made the East take the Western Church less seriously, eventually leading to the Great Schism. The Great Schism finally happened in the 11th century. There were many things building up to the Great Schism, like the Filioque controversy, distrust over the icon controversy, and struggles for who had more power, the Pope or the Emperor. But what really pushed it over the edge was a dispute about what kind of bread to use in communion. With Christendom divided, Muslim empires were able to conquer even more Christian lands and almost wiped out the Byzantine Empire. So the Crusades were launched to retake Christian lands, retake the Holy Land, and ultimately even heal the Great Schism. And despite many great glorious battles, it did not work. The East and the West turned on each other once again, and they didn't retake the Holy Land. After the Great Schism, the West was free to get a lot more Western, which meant getting way more intellectual and trying to answer every possible theological question. This was called scholasticism, which peaked in the 13th century. Because of this, the university system that we know today developed during this time, and different mendicant orders like the Dominicans and Franciscans formed different schools of thought and often debated each other. The 14th century had a major crisis in the Western Schism. The highest authority in the Western Catholic Church was the Pope, which worked great until it was unclear who the real Pope was. The cardinals elected one Pope and then changed their mind and elected another Pope. So now who's the real Pope? It was impossible to determine in all of Europe split over which Pope to follow, and each Pope ordained everyone under the other Pope. The Council of Pisa tried to solve the schism, but doesn't elect with them. This shook everyone's faith, famously leading to the Protestant Reformation. The schism wasn't healed until the Council of Constance later said that councils are above popes, and that all the popes needed to submit to the decision of the council on which new pope to elect.
Narrow splits, anyone can crush this work. Even if you haven't trained in years, failing, just start. What you do, you will be able to stop. First plank march. In 1 week, you'll feel lighter. You or a loved one by making symptoms include blaming the controller, banning from viewers. person saying that's impossible 47 times as many. There is hope. To duty streams, the Internet's premier center for DSP analysis, emergency and hypnosis treatment. We expose the code, we study the soul, we ask the hard questions, and the game really smooth. But there's another solution. Subscribe to Duty Streams today, because hypnosis spreads fast, laughter spreads faster.
Get the ship docked, Captain. Then we'll see about the
It's a
princess.
stream. This is just another way. So it's like, it's not really a big deal. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it makes sense. At the same time, if people are getting them for free and want to give them away, they actually look into it. I just clicked on this in order to enable that. You have to basically confirm your identity by uploading your ID and stuff. Which I'm okay doing, I don't care. But that's kind of a weird extra step. Just to accept that on a stream. I don't know, what is this? Some people are scamming the system or something? I don't know. Anyway, so that's what that is. I don't really know. Yeah, nothing here says that YouTube gave them free jewels. People probably got free jewels to start with, and they can give them to me. Well, let's do it now on the stream. It's clear. I gotta scan my ID and send it to YouTube. And see if they'll confirm it, whatever. I don't know how it works. I guess we'll have to see. Okay, so anyway, I think I'm just doing. I'm just gonna get everyone to say good morning. I had some shout outs to do. I'll do it in a second. So who do we got? We got Beazle, Carly, Stay All Dark Lady, let's see, nothing here, of course, who I was just talking with. Select Core. So yeah, Game Dude is here today. Game Boy is here. Good morning, Game Boy. Bean Nerd. Mo Trimoody. John Never is here. A Wendy's employee is here. What are you doing here? Show me your Wendy's working. How dare you? Go make some burgers. Smoke Man Jack, how you doing? We got Orange Kush. A level 70 sock elf. That's an interesting name. Now you have this gamer. A tiny authentic supporter and unemployed learner. Philosopher is here. I don't know if he's gonna be. He's kind of bipolar. Will he be nice to me? I guess we'll find out. Green is here.
What news are they?
Bizarre
This
pronunciation.
Barjon works for the Royal African Company. Tell him what you told me.
I haven't seen the princess for 8 weeks or more, meaning she may soon be back.
What else?
I thought this buck, along with the other men, was asking about the princess this morning. So I told him that
What other
Oh, is
men?
that 220 and the
Bucky stayed there in
220?
plain rags,
Actually,
and the gent with the scar just here.
He did.
Where have they got to?
220
Staying just round
is
the
so
corner,
upset
they
with
say.
me for calling a spade yesterday. And he turned on.
I grow tired of chasing these fantasies of yours, Edward. As does the crew.
Hang in there, man. We're getting close.
Just because I called you out on being an idiot giving money to scammers. You deserve it. So I hope that you enjoyed getting, destroyed yesterday. Because you do deserve it. And you still stand. You have to at least support as much as you did to me today or this week if you want to see your next bus marathon.
We'll spot you up to $200 for gas, groceries, bills, and more. Apply.
Rogers and Captain Ornigold are part of a secret society, like a secret order that's made of riches and Spanish.
You shouldn't even be here. You got banned by a mod a few weeks ago. So the fact you can even talk in chat is a grace. Okay. No, it's not that you're not allowed to support other streamers. It's that if you're retarded, I'm going to say you are, and you're going to like them. You're retarded for supporting them. You gave them hundreds of dollars. What do? They take days off and go on vacation. That's what they do with your money. They live the highlight. They don't even make content. They watch other people's content. They're reacting to it. And like that's work. It's not. It's a fucking scam, and you're the root. Okay? Someone who makes content deserves support. Someone who works hard and listens to feedback and for the better, tries new things. That's who should be receiving support. Not two people abuse the mentally ill. Okay? Which is exactly what they do every fucking stream. So if you're too stupid to understand that, you were the target audience, you were the root, and I will say you are, and you'll like it. Now, if you're banned and you can take it, fine. If you can't, well, bitch off and don't come back. You're already banned and we don't need to waste time on your ass, okay? So I'll wait for 47 something. Okay, goodbye, fuckface. He's gone again, and I don't ever see him again. Thankfully, I'm so tired of him.
Not good enough.
Really? So fuck off, and you can go and help with the dance. And we don't have to see you anymore. Okay. Thank God. Alright, so now, let's do some shout-outs, shall we? Alright, can we start off with Spoderman this morning? Not making any success. People have to say that it's all fake. They're trying to say I faked the God Pack. Some people are saying I bought the God Pack off of eBay and claim that there's an invoice. I didn't buy it off of eBay. It came out of that box. You saw me pull it out of that box. So I didn't buy it off of eBay, so anyone who's saying that has completely faked it. Others are trying to say I individually bought the cards. Okay? I built the pack myself. I resealed myself to fake a God Pack. And that's how I did it. These people are so crazy. Because again, they're so... In truth, I actually don't feel like most of them believe it, but I feel like they need content. So what they do is they literally create insane conspiracy theories knowing that their viewer base is crazy. Really mentally disturbed individuals who just want to believe nonsense because they're dumb. And so they just make it up and they know how far-fetched it is, but they don't care. They know, number one, you can't buy a God Pack. It's impossible. If you could figure out what was a God Pack ahead of time, everyone would be pulling them and selling them online for thousands of dollars. That's why you can't do it. It's a random thing. That's why it's so rare to do. Or else the resellers would be doing it. You can't do that. You can't sell a God Pack. It's impossible. That's number one. Number two, how would I buy all of these cards individually and reseal it? Like, what are you talking about? Like, but again, they know how far-fetched it is. They know it's crazy. They don't care. They actually want to push the narrative for content. That's it. That's all it is. So, for me, the God Pack is an epic thing that I can always, bring up and forward saying, oh my goodness, I can't believe how lucky I was. That's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I likely will never get another God Pack, to be honest with you. I probably won't ever get a God Pack again. I bet. That's probably the one and done for me. Unless I get super lucky again. It's because it's not even every set that has God Packs, you know what I'm saying? But for these people, it's just crazy. Alright, so, anyway. Yeah, hilarious. What you did was you broke into the card printing warehouse Mission Impossible style to make sure that that box had a God. Exactly. They're jealous of me, number one. It's apparent they're jealous. They don't want to be derided, made fun of like I do. Like I get made fun of, but they want my success. Like they want the God. They're mad because I got they wish they got. So that's what upsets them so much. Oh, but why does he have to get all the success? Why does he? For me. Keep in mind, you can be going and doing things for yourself, make yourself successful. But instead of doing that, you sit here angry at me. That's your behavior. Because that's exactly what it is. You could be working constructively towards your success in life, but instead you sit there miserable, angry, it's really stupid. If you had intelligence, you would know you're dumb. What can I say? You're dumb. Spoderman, thanks for $5. He really wants me to watch an AI clip. Okay, I need to explain something. I used to do reacting. I used to do a react show. Based on where I will get people actually would. So either become a member or contribute to suggest clips.
The most important decisions in life are who you connect with.
Oh no, I had 0 plastic surgery and had no fillers. Had no fillers or Botox. The only reason I recognized that this was her was because of the two random figure beats in the background. And she says, I was very transparent about getting my filler reversed and documented on my Instagram. I don't face at all right now. But years ago, there's nothing dishonest about it. You were being extremely disingenuous. They're being very deceptive here and omitting crucial details that all her new viewers would not know that she filmed. So you're 40 years old. Your structural integrity of your skull and your skin is collapsing, and you're being dishonest about things that helped you personally. years old. After Melanie Mack did this deceptive wording and semantics on her getting filler and Botox in the past, people literally found footage of her at the Botox clinic getting Botox. And her quote about this was, "Oh, it's for TMJ, it's for TMJ. It's for a medical reason," which I think it's totally fine to get it if you've done your research and everything like that. But what you need to understand is that getting Botox in your jaw is something that literal transgenders do to their face. This is literally used by transgender people to narrow their jaw lines so that it appears more feminine. It does cause a cosmetic change. Now, she probably thought this stuff because she was, I don't know for sure. Right, we can't know for sure. What was the Botox clinic thing, right? She could have did it a bunch after that years later, so we don't know for sure. But you know, you're getting around like 35. That's going to affect it significantly because you're rapidly losing that bone loss in collagen versus like a 25-year-old gets it. At least they still have more of that integrity left. There's less of a gap, and yet she's running a fitness channel and talking about how she fits. And fitness channels lie about how they got their body.
I love the fitness community, but the worst thing about it is the liars. It's the people who guarantee and promise you impossible results, and especially if they're selling you it's just scrolling early their lives and trying to go. And this girl posts her before and I think her before she was a little skinny and probably weighed like about 15 pounds way. Body represented.
I like that quick little dig. I just wanted to point that out for foreshadowing for later.
And then I'll take you to each one of them shredded roots. And in her caption, she said, "The only thing I did was reverse diet and eat 8 calories a day." This thing, okay, surely she misspoke somewhere. I go to the comments and people are saying, "Oh, so you lifted heavier, you lifted more." No, actually, I lifted weights less. So I comment, I'm like, okay, so in your before, were you eating 800 calories less, but then not sustaining it, and then binging on some days, or eating more on some days that, like, offset that? She said, no, I just did 800 calories more every day, slowly over time, and reduced my activity, and I went from skinny fat to shredded by doing it. I just worked out way less.
Does this not sound exactly how she was phrasing her getting Botox and filler? Her not having it. Tell me it doesn't sound the same.
Actually, I walked less. I did everything less and just ate more. That's it. It all sounds right.
So she's complaining about an influencer hitting an unrealistic expectation in the sense that in what she was saying, it didn't add up to how she was looking. That she looked very in shape, very cut up. And yet her diet plan / her fitness routine wasn't adding up. And so Melanie is complaining about that.
That literally makes no sense. So then let me look at her page. When I look at her page, the real answer here wasn't just reverse dieting. It was building more muscle, or being able to eat more food. But she did gain weight, which was good weight, lost weight. But like, be honest here.
Doesn't this sound identical? She's complaining about a woman
If you don't
getting
mind me asking,
results
sir,
by
what's
not
the meaning behind
saying
these blood
the full
samples we're
information
taking?
of how she got them.
Torres tells me that blood is required for the observatory to properly function.
How do you mean, sir?
If one wishes to use the observatory to, say, spy on
Melanie
King George,
and
then
Botox
one would
and filler.
require a drop of the king's blood to do so.
Saw this
In
4-year-old
other words,
woman
a
on the
small
internet
sample of
and
blood
barking
gives
like
us
a dog.
access to a man's everyday life.
Does Torres mean to spy on me then? For I've just given him a sample of my blood.
As have I, Captain Hornigold,
So
as will
weird. Her
all
eyebrows-
Templars. It is a
It
measure of
looks like
insurance.
They were
And
trained
trust,
to do
I
that
reckon.
naturally.
Yes, but
So
fear not.
she said
Yo.
that she does not
Yo, Eli, what's going on, bud?
filler. And
We will not be the observatory's first
surgery.
subjects, I assure you.
Aye,
Her
sir.
cage. And
I suppose it's a small price to pay for what the Templars have given me in return.
Botox and
Precisely.
just
Come then. We will not keep the Grand Master waiting.
Where are we to meet him?
The docks. They're not far.
I was watching the Gen Z woman video.
Oh yeah, what do you think?
best hurry.
Ordering the world should go God, men, women, children. Now, the reason I believe this isn't because I read some book. I didn't need to read a book to believe it. Growing up, if my mom just listened to my father, it would have been heaven on earth. My siblings may have a different opinion, but like, it would have been, you know, and I saw this pattern over and over again with pretty much every couple I know. I mean, occasionally you get a woman that dates a criminal, right? So, okay, but like, I don't need the Bible to tell me that. I don't know what it is, but it just seems like, except for black women, they don't
Am I
seem to
the
have
only
this.
one who believes everyone has a
It's
soulmate?
like, most conclusions.
I mean, that's a nice idea.
You can, I don't need a book to tell me that white guys are really competent, and I don't need a book to tell me that the things they say about white male CEOs just aren't true. Like, I constantly hear about white male CEOs are these evil men, and if anything, I found that white male CEOs are the kindest, most generous people you've ever met. And that it's all projection from the black people and the women.
I feel like God picked someone out for everyone.
The black people and the women.
Yeah, but it's just a matter of if you find them, right?
Like, I don't need to tell me that white men are not power hungry at all. We know white men grew up around them. They are not power hungry people. If anything, they don't even like power because it comes with responsibility, but they're willing to do it for the good of everybody.
Yeah.
I believe that brown people and women are going to burn this country to the ground until we're begging white men to come back and take charge. I don't like the idea of, anyway, sorry, that's different. But my point is, I don't need a book to tell me that. I don't. And I've noticed that the same patterns that Black Lives Matter uses, the same patterns that
Is that Rachel Wilson?
the church uses.
No, that's Pearl Davis.
And the Catholic Church does it too. And we're going to show it in the video. So this is what happens.
She's complaining about how churches teach feminism these days.
So I'm going to go to a church and say, show me that your church is different. I'm going to go to a random church. And test your theories. Your church special or different. Now, the first thing they do is conservatives who have a tendency to care about freedom of speech. You know, I have the right to film in public.
But-
and if anything, a church would be the best.
But they really, a lot of them really do.
It's not, I would see those people that go and bring like God signs to the club. It's like they're here to be degenerate. So I pick the one place where they can show me that not all women are like that, not all people are like that. I'm like, all right, show me. Here's the church sign. Now, the first thing that Catholics or religious people, part of a religion, tend to do, they tend to make an answer something it's not. Like, the only right answer for me, anyways, which I don't think people, I like to say, I don't think you're immoral for living life in a non-traditional way. I think that's your right as a human. If you want to do it that way, it doesn't seem to work, but I don't think you're immoral for doing it. If you want to do some partnership with your bitch, equal say, that's fine. But I don't like fraud. And to me, say you're in a religious marriage, and say, and if we're implying in any way that there's some 50-50 equality, or living your life in a way where your wife pretty much always runs the house. You're going where she wants to go, you're moving where she wants to move. That's just not a religious marriage.
That's true.
To me, it's disrespectful to the women and the men that actually have the balls to do that. The women that have the humility, the men that have the balls.
Sorry.
And it's men pretending to have balls, and women pretending to be obedient, and the women have balls, and the men are obedient. That's what it is. So, a lot of these, they'll give me not terrible, I'd say modern answers. And then, the people, because they want the Catholics to be right, or whatever religion it is, they'll twist it to have them saying something they're obviously not. If you say, well, they both can tell each other what to do, let's just be honest, that means that the woman gets to boss you around.
Yeah.
Let's keep it above.
That's true.
Let's keep it 1,000. Then they tell me their women are different and special at their church, and I go and I still find the same answers. Like at this Catholic church, right? There's a woman who's like older, so apparently from the time women aren't like that, she was like 50, going to the ushers trying to get me to leave. It's like, I'm thinking, okay, these are the special women from the 70s and 80s that were so great. Then the next cope is you can't judge a church by the people that go to the church.
That's stupid.
And they say people are flawed. And I think, well, okay, you can disagree on the ideal, right? If you're teaching what you're supposed to be teaching in church, then you're flawed. Like, I was thinking about this. The reason they don't want me bringing a camera, it's not because the camera.
Are you gonna get Persona 6?
Knows they're not teaching what they're supposed
Probably not. Probably not right away. Considering what's coming out that month.
They are not teaching what is true, and I think most of the parishioners know it too. And that's why they make a scene of me going there, because they know that they're liars. Liars. So I hear is when there's an increase in attendance, that means for women. Okay,
Persona 6 doesn't have a release date.
Oh, I thought that came out in February.
But in that means that you're actually losing because more old, fat, ugly, whores, and weak men are joining your church. I mean, honestly, the only church I believe would like to see they would have 2 people in the church because everyone else is going to get over the Oh, here's another one. It's the heart.
That's Persona 4 Revival.
Oh.
The heart was changed. But it is your action reflected. It's like how you guys women. You want your heart to change with no work, okay? Well,
Honestly, it's always been our policy.
My name's Lexi Michael. You've probably seen me on Instagram, you've probably seen me on YouTube. And I'm about to do this straight guide about 3 to 4 minutes of actual about something that you need to hear in this industry. Something that isn't increased.
I never used smoke bombs back in the first Assassin's Creed 4. But it's been very valuable.
Probably been blaming your location or client. But here's the actual barber school. They didn't teach you
Try this.
on the foundation. The real ones actually know this. It taught you enough to get a license, to get that paper, but not enough to actually build a career. So you've been guessing ever since you started. And that's the gap. Which means that you've been taught to action. That's what's actually keeping you stuck. So let me show you right now.
Yeah.
They doesn't allow me to actually get to this point. There are 3 main things that you are missing.
This body can thank you this company. Retard this whole thing up, revealing he's tried to have an intervention with cornering and DMs, but Jared just won't listen because he's a dumb chemical drinker.
Alright, warehouse on the East Dock.
Just to go tequila drinker coming in, rocking chairs, get shit. Suffragette, debate with Alex Jones. In succession and literally got down on his knees to sock Alex Jones and beg him for a dinner date where they clearly so naked. I'm not kidding. That's literally what happened. Will you take me for dinner? You can wrestle shirtless after. What sort of game and shit position? That's the whole debate in a nutshell. But we're gonna go through the nitty-gritty, all the crazy successions. We go from, you're the greatest of all time. No one's as good as you, sir. Then there's another classic. No, I'm not your peer. You're so far above me, Mr. Jones. You're gonna have to just stop it. Just stop it. I'm a human being like anybody else. What's wrong with you? This. It was kids. You put it after all the shit talk. After he was like, according to I uncovered the crime of
Fucker.
the organization that's turning Alex Jones to
Fucking ads.
saying that Alex's family was fair game for his attacks. After like, yeah, he did. You know, like, that's actually... But you just spent the last 4 months crying about your family being involved in shit, right? So, turnabout is fair play, or what? We just fuck is wrong with this guy? So it's a massive succession with Alex, just completely embarrassed himself. Everybody's clowning it after the fact. And it's when...
Gotta find the Templar meeting place.
Listen, we have some examples of the chat. The chat soldiers, chairs and coffee, Adam Sellers, his wife, oranges, Ringo the PPP, Kino Casino, triangles. Yeah, and it was to the point where I was like, do these guys even have audiences? What's going on? How is it that on a supposed 9,000 viewer live stream, Infowars, the entire chat is Kino Casino people? No way, like, we didn't even direct anybody there. We didn't say, hey, go make your voice be heard, blah, they shut me still in bed. I was like, do I? And I was like, I'll get the chat. I'm like, oh, everyone's reading it. So this is the thing. This is like this stinky pestilence that follows Jer around. It's not just the poop.
Ooh, there's some extra smoke bombs and health.
These oranges, this being like everywhere he goes now, from now on until the end of time, it's gonna be like this. And
which warehouse, dude? God damn, man.
He's gonna go on shows where people read the chat and they're gonna go, what are the oranges for? And what's this about Adam Sellers? What's this about? And this is where Dankula has been urging Jeremy to just come clean. Because eventually, at some point, you are gonna have to come clean. This isn't going away. You have to make amends with it somehow and move on. And it's not going to be entirely on your terms. You have to.
I mean, I've looked through every fucking warehouse, bro.
That and any sort of self-reflection. Jerry fires up the Poop Cast. So Jerry has a new show. He's renamed it. The show used to be Target Cast. It's Poop Cast. Yes.
Alright, come on, man. It's gotta be, like...
Search it out.
You don't have to. Eventually I'll figure it out, but... I mean, this is a warehouse. I mean, this is a fucking warehouse. I've been in there. It's not that. It's not that. What's this? I can't open this door.
Their flag. The one thing that they're willing to defend is poop. And their discussions about puke.
This is not really much of a warehouse.
They chose that amount of dung to die upon? I don't know. But that's what they...
See, that's out of range.
So it's like, how dare they question me talking about direct Jerry's talking.
So this is out of range. I mean, to me, this is the warehouse. This has got to be it. But how the F do you get inside?
This is the topic of the Poop Cast. What was your last? What was your last flavor mouth? It's just, and it's like, okay, and it's like Mal's just coping about the plastic surgery for like 15 minutes straight. just melting down. I don't know what it even care. It doesn't matter if I did.
There we go. There we go. Jeez.
What of the sage's present location? Do we know?
Africa, Your Excellency.
Africa? By God. The winds do not favor that one.
I concur, Grandmaster. I should have sailed there myself.
You have at it, guys, but it's just a total. Oh yeah, it's one of the biggest quartering segments ever. It's like a big nice. And then we've got Dark Side Phil. Yeah, almost it's getting the
Our aim is to steer the entire course of civilization, is it not?
is
A
now
body of
sitting
slave
remarkably
inspires the mind to revolt.
work
But enslave a
during
man's
his
mind,
segments.
and his body will
He's
follow
writing down your
naturally,
names.
efficiently.
You done.
A fair point,
So
Grandmaster.
apparently, when you donate to us, it creates a debt.
Remind me, where in Africa are we looking?
Principe, sir.
But he believes that if you give us
We've sent two
$100,
of our best men.
Domino's
Curtis and
lava
Cotter.
cakes are $6.99.
Privateers with starships and firm hearts.
Edward Kenway! Imagine my surprise at seeing your jackdaw anchored there. Have you heard all you came to
Plus the
hear?
king's tax
Will you
interest.
now rescue the
You owe him
sails from our
you
clutching
owe him
hands?
$101.
traitor! You sold us downriver.
And he's
Because I found
actually
a
trying
better
to
path.
enforce this shit on his
Templars,
live
no
stream.
order,
At
discipline,
220,
structure.
screaming at 220
You never
like
could
I'm
fathom these
shooting
subtleties.
Taller.
Goodbye, old friend. You were a soldier once, when you fought for something
That's
real.
you, bud.
Something
No, that's
beyond
you.
yourself.
Yeah, it's you. I jail this. Like,
Holy gold!
and he then tries to say that his show is not geared towards children. This game being forgetting when he's playing Super Mario and he's opening Pokemon cards for children. He literally couldn't possibly be
Get off the fucking. Go.
children than it is now. So every effort, like you'll see Phil, you'll see that, you'll see it's the comparison. Just look at what we did last year for Halloween and Christmas versus what Phil did, right? Like Phil somehow believes that the effort is buying cards and over the background, but like Phil, you play games for your show. I think I've changed my content. Changing the game isn't changing the content. It's insane. It's insane. But I mean, we just brought in Victor. We're gonna cover Victor getting felt in. We're also some of Phil's Super Mario Sunshine. This is gonna be a really good Phil sound with that.
Apparently, DSP, he had problems on Super Mario Sunshine also.
Also in Swans at one point, so we have a little bit of variety. It's never going to end up Victor and money. But we're in USA. Meltdown in a big way. So obviously people do this. Review never been mean. So here's what's happening. Review is upset he's not getting the donations that he thinks he deserves.
What else could we want?
But the reason why,
It's a
Richard,
fine
is
life out
because
there,
your
but
audience
it's
is
not all
sick of your
sport
shit.
and merrymaking.
Because you just get
I have a wife to
stoned
think about.
for
Aye,
weeks,
mischief
super
for a time.
and lazy.
But a man needs
Don't
more
show up to
purpose than his
stream
own
for
amusement.
weeks. And then you demand that they pay you exorbitant amounts of money to make up for the fact that you didn't stream. But you're streaming stoned out of your mind in the fucking darkness like a cave creature, you know what I mean? Like, who do you think is gonna... So he's like revealed that he's saying that, like, it's insane. It's like, I was high. Wait till this boring bomb. And he did fucking listen, you were clipping it at 6 a.m. and will probably be watching it at 6 a.m.
Chasing this fantasy,
And
drawing
it's
us
gonna
all
be
along whether we would choose it or not.
Oh, you do? Well, he's to the point where Donkey Kong might get top billing for him, you know? I'm telling you, it's so meltdown. He's creating AI of him making out with Phil. During the battle, brings a slip on screen. He's excused. This so funny for Phil.
Review Tech created AI of him making out with Phil. Oh my god, dude.
It's like about that segment. I hate these guys, but I'm going to read everything he said.
What do you mean, area not available? What the fuck do you mean? This is where I'm supposed to go!
If Rich really believed the stuff that he says about us, he would do that.
What's our course, Captain?
Principe, Quartermaster. We're sailing for the coast of Africa.
Richard, what are we gonna do with you, Deckers?
Apparently, Road Dogg's banned from AEW.
There's a lot of drama on X today, so I want to talk about that really quickly. And I want to bring it up because, yeah, there's just a lot going on X today. I don't know what it is about X or Twitter today, but it is a crazy day. With Road Dogg, it's going on with him, it's going on with Dustin, it's going on with everybody with X, but it's a good day. I think it's a fun time. Nobody should run away. I enjoy the battle. You should, everybody.
Oh boy.
Enjoy the battle. So Dustin shared something at the end of that. Yeah, Dogg went after him at AEW. I don't know if he's just not sure if he's a fan. It's, really coming up. Don't let people. I see, like, without WWE, that's crazy. People would have done crazy things. So I thought that the people should be open again for me, to be honest. But also, saying some nice things to me on Twitter. So we're going to get into that as well. Disclose that as well, because we're going to stick up really what I already do. And what a sweetheart of a guy to me. I'm just thinking, it's when Dustin shared some clear video. Said, just anybody tweeted me. I'm trying to find maybe I can't find those like shares.
Fuck, man, I'm getting fucked.
He basically made it sound like it was an anti-Islam or something like that. Somebody with a gun on their belt, the shirt said something like, "Come get my dead body, Islam," or something like that. I don't remember now because I couldn't find. I usually try to find it on the bottom legend. He shared it thinking it was about the gun. And he was like, he said he was liking the gun. I find it hard to believe that he didn't really read the thing it said. And not realize it said. I don't get all obnoxious when people say it.
Wait, they sunk me? Oh no!
I don't hate religion. I don't love religion. I'm in between on all this stuff. But basically, Dustin Rhodes then apologizes and says, "Oh, sorry, I didn't read the shirt." And it was all because Mustafa Ali was like,
"Get them aloft, let's go."
This is crazy or whatever. I just don't know if I buy Dustin Rhodes' thing. What I do know is I like Dustin Rhodes.
With me on this, Ade.
What a legend Dustin Rhodes is. And he apologized that he upset people. I'm not that person. Genuinely liked the photo, did not read the caption, and I don't agree with that at all.
We're gonna ram him.
That's what he said to Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali was like, "Oh, we appreciate the apology." I don't like apologizing.
I don't know. Alright, who the fuck is shooting me where?
Don't do the whole, like, don't, I mean, I should be on the top, obviously. But, like, you jacked up right there, you're good. Thank you. And I also want to say to you guys, I'm live tonight, so make sure you go by and check me out. I've got the live tonight. I'm going to put this out. SCB will only people who stop apologizing for being themselves and having different opinions, thoughts, and beliefs. The world is a big place, life needs like when you apologize, they really gang up on you. Humans kind of suck, but they have.
Alright, we got him.
Not to every day. You know he doesn't have hate in him. If you don't know him, man, just sit down and retweet a cat. So, you know, Road Dogg trying to kind of pick Dustin up.
Just flip it around.
I'm trying to pick me up. Before I get to the Road Dogg situation, let's get to what Road Dogg did for me.
Oh wait, there's still one more ship out there.
And, you know, this is really nice.
Give me every inch of sail.
I mean, I've not been in a great state of mind. I'll be honest.
I'm here.
Like, I'm not doing the thing.
There's Sam, look.
A successful radio show.
I didn't get to go to the mall today.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Instead of battling 3 jobs,
There's Sam, look. You just have to board it. Do we play?
No, I had to destroy it. I didn't destroy it all the way.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Raise your voices, me trumpets.
Road Dogg writes.
So yeah, the new schedule, loosely the new schedule, if you guys see my post. It's about 7 a.m. Central Time for shorts, noon for the video, and 5 for the stream, Monday through Friday.
I'm off to find Robert.
Don't stay long. Crew's getting restless out here.
White Eye's crazy, and he just figured something out. That's usually what I do. That's the funny thing about what Road Dogg said there, is that he knows me pretty well, because that's exactly what I would do. Maybe not the skinny dipping part, because I don't want to go to jail. I gotta be there for my kids. You know. But, yeah,
I've been in 2 ways.
Trying.
2 J's?
Me and God love you. So, Road Dogg
Swimming.
He's a very nice guy. You know. But, Road Dogg has been in it with Dave Meltzer today.
Both.
Because I'm trying to figure out exactly where it started.
Southern Cross. You posted the schedule twice.
Did it really post twice?
I got Papa John's pizza.
I'm DSP. I should post the schedule every day. I should post the schedule every day, like DSP.
I think it started with this. It looks kind of hard to figure out where it started.
I got pizza for Papa John's.
Begin somewhere in here with Road Dogg saying,
Papa John's is okay.
Water.
him coming to AEW, saying the tag titles are beneath Austin and Gunn shows a lack of understanding of AEW tag titles. They were beneath Omega, Page,
Papa John's is
Christian,
okay.
Copeland, nor FTR, nor the Young Bucks. And so he was talking about how, you know, Road Dogg said, basically,
I just basically said fuck stealth right there, didn't I?
he doesn't think Road Dogg's a good fit, especially since he doesn't understand the tag team title division, as Dave Meltzer said. And then Brian Road Dogg said, "My bad, Dave. I forgot when it comes to wrestling, only your opinion matters." 5-star
Do
tweet.
we play?
I think
I
that's where
haven't
it really
had Papa
began.
John's in a long time.
You know, kind of going a little back and forth.
Yeah, me neither.
Screenshot my social media post. I am conservative, and then used it to get my opportunity canceled. So this guy got Road Dogg's opportunity canceled.
Do you like Papa John's,
He's
Ellie?
talking about Dave Meltzer. Do you want to know, David? Because you're the one that promoted it all. Tell us
Yeah.
right now, David, how you can't hurt me, dude. that you can't hurt.
I've always been a fan of using the whistle.
And your social media or your friends. I'm unemployed and living my life. Show them why, David. And I'll
David.
on my
Okay,
side.
I'll just take him out.
It's just relaxed. It's just, enjoying not working right now for the most part.
Do you have a giant penny smooth?
Financial situation. I just know mine is bad.
No.
I can lose my bills.
Figure it out here.
I'm fighting every day, every week right
No.
now. I can use a loan from somebody, but I can't get loans.
Do you have
So I
rock
don't know. I
candy?
think Road Dog is probably. I would think Road Dog is okay. He's got a stash. I hope.
No, I don't have any rock candy either. I got Hershey bars.
Road Dog probably wants to work another 5 to 10 years before he retires, if that's the case. And so there's all this drama that Road Dog basically said he cannot be hired by AEW because he's a conservative or because of his beliefs or something like that. And so that's what's going on. And that's crazy because
I don't have any rock candy either.
what anybody is. What does that have to do with wrestling? Back in the day, there's all kinds of different wrestlers. You know what I mean?
Chocolate.
In WWE, WWE is heavily kind of conservative leaning at this time.
Stop tailing me and your wish had come true.
Do you eat Papa John's?
Good as my word.
I haven't had it for a while.
Our Captain Howell was killed today in a Portuguese ambush. Headstrong fool. I warned him not to go.
The GTA 6 leaks are insane, guys.
Frosted donut.
No, I like glazed donuts or plain donuts or sugar donuts.
GTA 6.
Yeah, the leaks are insane about GTA 6.
I do like the sound of that. And I know just how I'll
Mostly because I like
But these men, Burgess and Cockrum.
I like classic donuts.
the leaker for this, a person under the name of Cyber League, posted these
Yeah, they're good.
with a manifesto.
If you spot any
Chocolate donut's not pretty good, too.
do them some kindness and send them here.
Demands that they demand for game publishers: number 1, do not sell digital pre-orders. Number 2, do not sell fictitious DLC for single-player games. And number 3, you must preserve content for
Chocolate
single-player
donuts are
games.
pretty
And if you
good.
break any one of those, they're going to allegedly
I
come
didn't
after
get to go
you
to
and
Publix.
leak your stuff. Basically, according to Nick Tech over on Twitter, he also got further comment from this leaker, and this is a statement that really borders between freedom-based and fighting for gamers' rights and a hella cringe. No consumer shall pay for a game through digital storefronts before releasing independent review. Physical pre-orders for tangible media remain permitted. Pre-orders
Are you looking at me?
for gamers that were created because physical discs had manufacturing limits. In digital distribution, there is no inventory, there is no stock shortage, and a digital copy cannot sell out. Yet publishers kept the pre-order system and stripped away its only consumer benefit. Now gamers pay per
Are you
year, receive
looking at
nothing in
me?
return except a countdown timer and a cosmetic skin. There's something especially about the line physical pre-orders for tangible media remain permitted. Just saying this person might not have a job in marketing is what I'm saying. Now when it comes to the leaks themselves, some of the questions that immediately came up are, of course, 1, is this real? 2, when are
What
they
makes me
from?
beautiful?
3, how did this even happen?
What makes me beautiful?
Those questions are everything that
Do you
people
eat
have been,
ramen?
combing through. These are very real.
I haven't ate ramen for a while.
Party in the
That
USA.
includes one of the 2 protagonists of the game, Jason, just chilling at the house and shooting some hoops. That is very real. And then there is another one of Jason driving into a fight with PC driving in the road and then proceeding to beat them up. Those are
Do you
real,
drink
and
apple
they were
juice?
very promptly taken down by Rolling Stone and the CyberLeague website, and pretty much every
Yeah, apple juice is good.
person has disappeared off the face of the earth. What a surprise. Of course, this is the internet, so anything that goes out there, especially if this high of a profile, now lives on it forever, so you can go and see these for yourself. That's a bit later.
I like
However, this
orange
did not
juice.
stop an absolute
Apple juice is
deluge of
good.
AI
I think I'll take apple juice over orange juice, but they're both good.
6 weeks to hit the internet at an unprecedented speed, with people keep shitting on the whole
Lunchtime, that's my
Fucker!
favorite time at
GTA
school.
6 leaks. Originally, I wanted to use some of that AI stuff in this video memes, but guess what? That's also been taken down by Rockstar. Now,
I'll
I'm sure
take
some of
apple
those
juice
things
over
some
orange
people
juice.
would, trust me,
Fuck
they're
Jeff.
very bad. And they're
Lemonade
very
is
much
the best.
AI. Now, according to
Fucker.
Nate, another very reputable leaker, arguably one of the top
gamers out there, this build is pretty old. At least over a year old, according to Nathan. From what he sees, this is the current build of GTA 6, which some people are speculating that right now there are preview events going on for the game. But I have my own reasons to believe that is not real, but I'm not going to get into it. And how did this happen? Well, who knows? But I can tell you that there is some conflicting stuff here. Number one, cyber leaks
Don't go to
and support him in his fight for gamers' rights by leaking video games. A bunch of crypto wallets and meme coins and stuff that I like. Not to mention that the websites where he hosted this were had infested holes where you assume he is making a pretty penny off of those ads. Trying to cash in that bag. So take that how you will, but it really does look to me like this person is just co-opting the whole killing games movement and the general sentiment of gamers towards a lot of companies. Extreme greed and a lot of the business practices of the industry to gain extra little
My dad is loving Ghost of Utah.
cash in some extra money. I do not support this at all because, like, why? What is this, like, crypto scam thing going on?
Your dad is loving Ghost of Yote.
As your advertising method, I guess. And even if the message that this person is co-opting for their own purposes, even if that is on point, obviously I don't feel like this person has the best interests of gamers.
I never got into Ghost of Tsushima that much, so that's why I didn't get Yote.
Don't make the mistake there. See a lot of people saying that, oh my god, poor Rockstar, I'm so sorry for them. They can't catch a break. GTA 6 continues to leak in many different ways. Let's be clear here. This is not a leave the multi-billion-dollar company alone moment, please. This is a company that is right now poised to change the future of the video game industry with their game. If they have leaks, that stuff happens. It sucks and it's within their right to take them down, especially because from their perspective, it's not just that they want all
You've done everything for me?
control and released in this manicured, perfect for PR fashion. It's also the fact that if it's just
oh shit, they're ringing the bell.
that it to be out there and for people to imagine that your game looks a certain way.
I found John Cockrum.
I think that's perfectly understandable, and it is of
You
course
done
within their
everything
rights
for
to take
me.
all of this down. But that doesn't mean I have any sympathy or DJ for this company that it makes way too much money and is about to double or just eat a lot.
Well, I thought I found John Cockrum.
And at the end of the day, these are the people that for business reasons are now being the spearhead in the movement to eliminate physical media.
At the dock near the ship.
Are they just spoiling the fun for people?
Find Daniel's ladder, please.
Their games and how they release and what
There he is.
out there, which I completely understand the argument, but especially as a person in the industry, I'm very much aware that there is a lot of control and gatekeeping and manicuring of information that I do not agree with. But at some point,
There he
people
is.
should be allowed to see what a game is like before they spend their money on it. So unfortunately, a very nuanced
Plain
topic, which
box
doesn't
ladder,
mean somebody
please.
was going to take stuff from this video out of context. Because that is the intent today. Now, that is just a breakdown of the news, but there is a lot more that's very interesting about what to talk about here. Firstly,
Heads on
what
the
we can
ground.
initially see from the leaks can get should, but I think it's worth talking about if what we're seeing here really is that generational in a way that, like, warrants the 13-year wait for GTA 6 and warrants it being the biggest media launch of all time and stuff. So just the
Do you
overall
eat giant gummy
situation
snakes?
of the fact that we are getting leaks for this game that are now tied kind of ideologically to stop home games to the situation, to be fighting for gamers' rights, to basically just how mainstream it has become.
Shit. Man, I cannot attack this dude.
Games to be about greed and about monetization and microtransactions
Do you
and a lot
eat raw
of the
candy?
stuff that publishers do, even if games are still at the center of it all. Right, and it's handling those two because of, like, there's a business side and a customer rights side to this.
I
And it's
cannot
very
attack
bleak
this
and damning, and
guy.
then there's video games themselves, which are also the thing that I love the most. And GTA 6 being this massive thing is coming out at, like, the boiling point.
Do you have a chocolate-covered banana?
That is some
Tree.
whatever forces out there, be that, you know, PlayStation's announcements, this leader taking the spotlight, how much of that stop killing games conversation, of those customer rights conversations, are at a center focus of the conversations. Video games, not just in niche
Fuck!
spaces, but everywhere. Anyway, we're going to talk about those things right now, so I
really just got like an aura about it today that I'm hoping other people to notice it too. Even though it works here on YouTube, if you like the video, make sure to like it, and if you like what I do here, news, reviews, previews,
Then 71,287.
gaming, consider subscribing.
Then 71,287.
Let's talk about GTA 6, let's talk about customer fights, let's talk about just the wackiest news story, probably. That's all for us.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm hanging out here till it's time to go to church.
Nice. Come on. Fuck!
Does Daniel go to Crutch? Does Bob go to Crutch?
I got him! But I still... Oh shit, I gotta assassinate Burgess.
I got him.
Fuck, I'm in trouble! Oh, there's the other dude.
On that.
I need some sort of...
Fuck,
I need to get some sort of health. I need some sort of health. Double back around and maybe find some loot. Shit. I need to find some loot. Whoa!
Shit. Since nothing's coming out in November or December for me this month, so catch up with FF14.
That's a good idea. Give me some loot!
Just funny because these companies, and I just came off of a video talking about Bethesda games. They're like, a lot of people really love what Bethesda has done, but their track record has been so polluted that it's hard for people to really
I'm gonna die!
excited about what they could do next. Rockstar is kind of the complete opposite, where they really haven't missed, even if something isn't for you. In my case, I thought the GTA 5 campaign was really good, and I could not care less about GTA Online and all the things that happened with that. I thought Red Dead Redemption 2 was an incredible game, just an incredible video game, top to bottom in pretty much every way, and I would have preferred if the lessons learned and like the realism down to the point of maybe it even being tedious, as some people said for RDR2, were lessons that Rockstar carried forward instead of considering them missteps. And it seems from, and I know it's crazy to say this from only 2 minutes of footage, that this is leaning way harder into the Red Dead Redemption 2 kit. What we saw seems very weighty, very physical, trying to make sure that everything in the world feels interactable and real down to the fact that you can just pick up the basket and shoot it at somehow.
Oh!
My middle name is Michael.
This game is always going to be at 30 frames per second until it hits PC. One day, we see that there is indeed a stamina system of some sort, and that, like, Jason gets tired after multiple attacks. We've seen in Chagos before that there's some sort of hand-to-hand combat that seems to be cool, but that wasn't present in the
My
clip we saw.
cousin's name is
There is a
Michael.
morality system similar to Red Dead Redemption 2 because there's an emoji, an evil devil emoji that pops up when you commit a crime. So beyond just it being a crime and having the cops on you, it is something that directly affects your morality. It is
Now let's see, where were these guys at?
with the vehicle system.
Michael.
Fire fuel, and that's something that you manage, and that they're making vehicles being more personal and more tied to the character, to the point that it seems that
Alright.
the map is all
There he is.
your current location, your own car
Let's see
location,
where
and your
these
current
guys are.
vehicle location. That's also to do with the fact that cars, which I imagine there's going to be a lot of like customizing and
Ha-ha!
There he is.
It seems to be pretty certain that's a big feature, even though some of it seems to be.
That's one of them.
That the Lutz edition, or at least some exclusives for in the single player game, are locked behind. I'll stop now. But your cars have loadouts and they have their own inventory, so there is a part of this
That's one
that
of
seems
them.
interesting. Of just there's there's a lot here that points towards an immersion.
Good
Down to the
shit.
point of, you could see some of this being like strategic and planning ahead and making sure your car and your inventory or loadout on the car is set up properly for the type of activity that you're going out to do.
Yeah, to get him in one blow is a fucking incredible.
Even further into this.
Now I need to get the other guy.
Having said all that and knowing that this footage is completely unknown, they're just random leaks. It's not presented in any special way. It's just.
I need to find the other dude. There he is.
Dan the man.
Very typical, crashing into another, getting out of the car and punching somebody. Actually, it just looks like GTA. And, like, I know that sounds very negative, but, like, that's not a bad thing. And again, the fact that all of this stuff here is unmanicured,
I need to find the other
away from
dude.
the perfect, polished vision that's present in their game. But we're also seeing the coolest parts of the game, or the deeper the systems are is even available.
Then 71,287.
Just because I believe that the practices influenced or intake to things they were saying, the future of streaming games that they believe in, the end of physical media, the selling of ultimate edition.
Got him.
Content that is essential.
Got him. That's good shit right there.
My dad's birthday is Monday.
The world.
Oh, happy birthday to your dad.
For what? His own bloody pride.
You stepped in the path of my prize.
Got him.
A cock, short, cuddling.
That's good shit right there.
Scab means nothing to me. None of you do.
I felt instant reactions and
It would have tempered you took us in when all else went to shit.
My dad's birthday was on Sunday.
Damn, y'all's dad's birthdays are close.
Is our family.
You may be, however you may be listening, thanks for making us part of your day. I was thinking about this morning. They had the top 100
My
voted
dad's
on by
birthday was
NFL
this month
players, and
too.
Patrick Mahomes has dropped to 18. And it's interesting. Tom Brady played 23 years. And from about year 2 to about year 23, there weren't real dips. He kind of got the same guy. I mean, he
Both
got
tall
better.
dads' birthdays are
That
close.
drought, that 10-year drought that he didn't win a Super Bowl, he had Randy Moss in that stretch, right? He was still wildly productive.
Strength or splendor.
What if we have seen the best of
hands in muddied waters and withdrawing them. Fight it's better to be a commander than a common
the NFC league?
Colin Cowherd says that Patrick Mahomes is washed.
Folks say you're
I didn't know it was an A. The division has the Raiders, who are maybe the worst team in the league. Denver had Vance
Has LeBron played more
and Case
seasons
Keenum as a
than
quarterback.
Brady?
And Anthony Lynn.
He's equaling him this year. I think this is year 23. Or no, year 24. He might have just passed him, yeah.
I have no secrets to share with you now.
But LeBron started when he was 18 in the NBA. Brady started in the NFL when he was 23.
It's there, you'll get some answers.
Year 24.
Real NFL life.
Yeah.
The wide receiver room has been sketchy for years.
Yeah, year 24 is coming up for LeBron.
The last several years, cross your fingers with Kenneth Walker.
It's impressive. I can't believe LeBron has played this long, to be honest. That part is impressive.
26. And I think they have left tackle figured out, but Josh Simmons got hurt at Ohio State this last year.
Where's
and
Matthew?
he got hurt
Where's
as a
Mark?
rookie for Kansas City. What if that's
Mark's probably working. So's Matthew.
Where's Iriosa?
When you catch a dose from a horn that's treated with quicksilver, you're fonder of getting the disease than you are of curing it.
his yards and touchdowns
Mark's
have increased every
probably
year.
working.
Over the last 3 years, his pass rating's lower than Russell Wilson in that time.
Yet
His complete Jefferson.
Patrick Mahomes' passer rating's lower than Russell Wilson the last 3 seasons.
Josh Allen doesn't have the trophies, but you get 35 touchdowns in a year from Josh Allen. And everybody complains about Buffalo's general manager isn't as good as Kansas City.
How's your favorite One Piece character?
The Seahawks.
Q swears a lot.
Zorro.
Sail to this location.
Players get to their peak very early, but I mean, he came in kind of a trust fund kid, like the coach was great. Receiving core tight end.
Could you imagine if they made a One Piece video game that was a lot like this, but you play different crew members? an actually good One Piece game.
Moved off the App Store.
Does not have production depth. So I think it's and when Kansas City, when Mahomes gets hurt,
One
Kansas
Piece
City's
video
bad.
game.
When Lamar Jackson gets hurt, Baltimore's still competitive. So is it a roster?
Is there a replay video game?
List the 5 best rosters in the NFL.
Is there a YMCA video
Kansas City
game?
in that space.
No.
I would say the Rams, Philadelphia, the Seahawks, the Lions, and the Denver Broncos. I think Baltimore, Buffalo are
The
close to that.
Pirate Warrior games
I do
are
not think
decent.
Kansas City's close to that.
No.
Right, but they're no Black Flag.
Like San Francisco. Pedigree.
Water.
Productions, hit and miss. Cross your fingers on injury. So it's a big season for Mahomes. You got 3 years now.
There's no
Yards
Black
down,
Flag.
touchdowns down.
No
Remembering
David.
bad. Leadership percentage inefficient. I'm not seeing that with Josh Allen. Josh Allen, his coach is gone. I didn't see that with Tom Brady. And we know the last 7 or 8 years, they did not draft well at all in New England the last 6 or 7 years. And Tom was there. They didn't at all. Mahomes is off a big injury. Have we seen the best of him? He talked about the season coming up.
You're right, just pushing every single day, trying to stack days together. I feel like when you're tired sometimes you don't even think about it, so I'm trying to protect, but at the same time trying to push it and get myself ready to go for the season. I forget about it sometimes. I try to be smart, like I said, but there's just sometimes you get through camp and you're trying to compete, practices are long, and you want to win the draft pick, so there's times where I did forget about it, and just play football, which is a good thing.
Come on, become anonymous already.
When you're a great artist, a great quarterback, a great musician, and you break onto the scene, you don't necessarily ever get more talent. Some may, some don't. But eventually, you'll need a guiding light, a mentor. And so, Caleb Williams is going into year 3 for the Bears. And this morning, we looked it up. Year 3 for many of the great quarterbacks is the top year. If you go to Peyton Manning, 2,500 yards, 33 touchdowns, 15 picks. He always threw picks, but his production exploded. Andrew Luck, first 3 seasons. By year 3, you're up to 40 touchdowns and 16 picks. And these are smart guys. It's not like they couldn't figure out the playbook in the
Let's
first year.
get a Bears
And
Super
Josh
Bowl
Allen,
win.
wildly talented. He had really good
Yeah.
around him, but he popped in year 3.
I need to find my ship.
So last year, 27 touchdowns, 7 for Caleb. So he hasn't gotten to year 3 yet. What we know is he doesn't throw a lot of interceptions. And what's the 27 going to go to? 30 touchdowns? So what's interesting is he has started 36 games. And the first coaching staff and the second coaching staff, Ben Johnson, they actually haven't changed the up or the down. Even Eberflus, we saw his talent, his creativity, his arm, and his horsepower. With Eberflus and Ben. And with both coaches, we saw his inconsistency and accuracy blips. Ben Johnson's asset to me is the guardrails, is the standards, is the structure. I saw Patrick Mahomes play in college. Reed didn't make him more talented.
Name's out. Swim
He
to the
gave
wind.
him boundaries.
Do not leave them muzzled.
Some, not too many. When I went and watched the Bears practice, my take was, damn, they are sharp. There was no
Is
wasted
Lamar
steams in
Jackson
that movie.
washed?
No,
Wasted steams.
I don't believe so.
All sail.
I think Mahomes is more washed than Lamar.
All right, Jack, sing.
If I had to say who looks more washed based on how they play.
It's just the standards, the parameters, and the boundaries. And that's really, to me, the difference. There's a lot of all coaches are
It's just,
teachers.
we get blinded a lot by the 3 Super Bowl rings.
Some are really, really precision and accuracy.
When it comes to Mahomes.
Efficiency, and some
But again, last 3 seasons, worse passer rating than Russell Wilson.
You're not making a talent. I'd argue Caleb was like more often with the previous staff. But when you watch the practices and when you kind of look at where it's going for him, It's all going to be in precision. It's all going to be in parameters and structure. And there's just, I mean, that really was why Sam Darnold was so good in the playoffs. The production went down. The mistakes were eliminated. Vince coaching. Here's Ben Johnson. Talking about Caleb, his improvement heading into year 2 in his system.
It's to see how much.
I guess RTU had a meltdown.
My sports job projecting the Big TV, ESPN, and Guys, I'll be back with another video. Hope you're all doing well. Today we got an RTU video. Just going back to his old.
What else is new?
So RTU is a unique because he tends to have.
Well, the cornering's meltdowns and TSP's meltdowns and Boogie's meltdowns and what's going on in the rest of the internet has really distracted anybody from RTU. RTU's been sort of just dying in his own little corner.
And he just when he gained a lot of subscribers. I think 4 months ago, Rich had like 80K subs. Now he's over 100K. But unfortunately for Rich, he's just
get out of here.
Mission. There is no cure for the low cow disease. Since then, we've seen makers get mad at YouTube because YouTube recommends detracting videos of himself. We're going to see Dicker say some very bizarre stuff about a big Eric's dog that passed away recently. And Eric, I'm sorry about your dog. I know we watch each other's videos. People named Daisy, myself, that passed away, so I feel sorry for you, man. I know that was a little bit ago, but I hope you're doing okay. And we're also going to see Dickers completely fail at making money. Because Dickers is worried about his YouTube account because he keeps getting strikes because he does risque stuff. He says crazy stuff sometimes. He has his wife Collins Room. She does crazy shit. It's a disaster. So Rich thinks he can stream on Twitch and be successful. Well, this video is good. That's not because he basically goes on Twitch for 6 hours. He does a 6-hour stream. And it's
Why would he choose to do Twitch? Why would he do Twitch and not Kick? If he's gonna go off of YouTube more. Twitch takes 50% of your money. Kick takes 5%.
Unfortunately, members only his stream that I'm not paying him any money, so I had to grab the clips from other people. So give these guys a follow, Richard Burnell Game, and Lolcow Basement on Twitter.
Doodles.
Stuff in the description.
Come here, Doodles.
Ah, Captain Kenway. Should we use your ship for this next scheme or mine?
Let's first hear the details before
Come here.
A small gambit.
Come here.
This fount of information has just told me that a nearby galleon contains the treasure I seek.
Kick has really replaced Twitch. Like, to me, Kick is really the alternative to YouTube now.
Using this man will acquire
Not Twitch.
flag, which will get us as close to our target as possible. It's a very simple idea.
It's because Twitch is more of a left-wing platform. Kick is more of a right-wing platform.
The jackdaw, then.
Excellent.
And finally, in like the past 4 months, YouTube started feeding me.
We're underway, Roberts.
So
what's your plan?
The flagship of this fleet is transporting a valuable treasure in a large chest. Crystal filings filled with blood.
Speaking of Twitch, this upcoming Monday, August 17th, I'm going to be having an 8-hour subathon. 8-hour
Captain. But I did not give you leave to question why.
I know the goal is
I want those blood files intact.
If it does not, thank you for the support. Yeah, believe me, I'm not going to sit here and pull a fill in lecture. Alright, you know what? Fine, 220. 220. For that many subs, I'll 220.
Where did you come from?
Exactly right. A tiny town called Casnewick Bar.
Hold on. Not saying because I just set up. Yours that is very high.
I always fancied it should have a placard placed at its borders. Welcome to Casnewick Bar.
So it's over. We should get more subs in here at 12. I realized that goal was astronomically high, so I got the goal down to half. Yes, it is still high. Yes, it is still a very slim chance that I will down there. I realized when I was asking for it before.
We'll need its flag for this news to work.
Steal the flag.
If this scallywag gives us away, I'll paint the quarter deck with his brains.
If I can steal that flag without disturbing so much as a flea, I'll do it.
By all
We have
means,
the
try.
sub goal. Trying to get subs here. Grow this thing. Let's go. I got it from him. It went from 250. I suck at doing math, but I'm like, that would be more logical with what you're looking to do. So there you go. Let me make them on parity because people are probably fucking confused. Alright, so we got 20 from the last stream. However,
time to go.
Or from the last goal. So but I have the goal 200.
I'm almost there. Shit! I've been shot!
So I have updated the goal. So yes, we need 30, we got 2. So there you go. So it makes more sense. So we already got 20. So we're actually at 26.
No! Man overboard!
I just re-updated it, and I already had the other ones counted, so I made the new goal lower. It still sounds way more complicated than it really fucking is, but it means. You guys, we're so close to the goal. Can we just hit the goal now? I'm serious. Yeah, it's a failure on my part. I have to manage the goals here better. It's different than using it. I just type in
I'm sliding off!
Streamlabs. We got 31 members this evening. We did not hit the goal. So we did not hit the goal? We ended up the stream. And the dog died for the dog. I don't feel bad for him being miserable. I gave him that reprieve last time when Billy died, and he didn't give a fuck. So, oh well. Fuck. Like, I'm sure just to kind of prove that I'm not exaggerating. Yes, 140 views on a 6-hour video. I mean, he has 12
almost there.
I don't even know how that's numerically possible. Honestly, I really don't. That's real. It's just so bad. So the second part with the Twitch stuff, I thought was just funny. I love watching that from my end flounder and kind of suffer. But what I really want to talk about is with the 8-bit Eric clip we just watched where Margie was talking about Eric's dog that passed away like a month or 2 ago. And I have to say this. If you have this much like disdain for any human being, you really need like help. You need to get up and talk to somebody or do something, because if somebody you like if they lose a whole human head, and the first thing you think is like, oh fuck that guy. You got issues, man. I mean, I'm serious. And I like Aaron. And I'm gonna make this a point too. I remember RTU was a part of Locale Live with the Locale TED Talk and everything. It was Jay and RTU that did TED Talk for like a month and then they both quit. But there was a period where Jay invited 8-bit Eric onto the show. And I remember thinking like, oh wow, this is gonna be like a big thing, like they're gonna just go at each other like crazy. And 8-bit Eric showed up on the stream and he was like, hey, how are you guys? How you doing? Hi Rich. How's your day going? He was like, oh, am I allowed to curse on here? I don't want to get you guys in trouble. Like, I don't want to, cause you guys to not get ads on your video. Let me know what I can and can't say. He was extremely respectable and just seemed like a genuinely nice guy. The complete opposite of Dickers. So, and Dickers,
come on, become anonymous.
I mean, his talk ends the way. Don't say anything. Even if you don't feel sympathy or whatever in whatever's going on in your head, don't say anything. Make a clip and say, oh yeah, screw him, I'm glad this is happening. I know you don't really say that, but we all know that's what you mean, and it's just not healthy. I don't think, I've never seen him glad that you lost an animal or anything crazy like that. Log in, bro. Like, I don't like that kind of stuff. So yeah, RTU, I know you watch my videos as well, and...
Come on, get up searching.
And then I'll end up with this. Really,
there we go.
Passing away. This guy is, he says, oh, I gave you a reprieve when Billy died, but after your dog died, I'm not gonna give you a break. Screw you. What's wrong with you, bro? Go back and listen to that clip. And if you still co-sign and stand
Time
on
to
that
trade the black flag for a splash of color.
Sadly, I don't.
What's this?
Going into the spotlight.
Return to the Jackdaw.
How in the world do you own the Killzone franchise and yet you keep betting on these absolutely ridiculous live service games with a cel-shaded look that nobody wants? This is Killzone. It's perfect. It's about authoritarianism, fighting against these evil forces, and yet PlayStation is just hell-bent on betting on, of course, as you might imagine, not this. They're betting on Horizon with the cel-shaded. These they work.
Slow and steady.
We got a new report from that says PlayStation reboots Horizon Hunter's Gathering as live service strategy struggles. That's right, almost every live service bet that PlayStation has been at the helm of has fallen flat on its face because people don't want these games. And you know what worked? Hell done much too. You know who had little to no involvement with that? PlayStation. You know what else works? If you really have to do the Horizon franchise, give it to somebody else, because that's what they did with NCSoft, and you know what they made? They made an MMO that actually looks kind of cool and has a chance at succeeding. I don't know what in the world PlayStation is doing, but it's not good for the developers when you greenlight stuff that initially was launched with little to no fanfare, and everybody basically roasting the trailer. In the world does this keep
Hi, Doodles.
and you're still going to let it continue on, and you still have fair games in your back pocket, so you can announce that with the new name. It's so frustrating because there's ways to do, even if the new Horizon. I think the MMO NCSoft is making actually has a shot.
You'll have to be quicker.
What's going on? I following poor feedback in private testing earlier this year, the plan is now to strip out the live service component and turn it into more of a traditional cooperative multiplayer game with a story mode and a far smaller scope. Well, at least they're leaning into something they know how to do and have done ad nauseum. Story modes. Look, all those games story focused. And I saw the reaction to the Wolverine trailer. Why did people react so strongly to the Sentinel? Because we've done that fight in PlayStation games for years. Why did they react to the running forward and then sliding under the door? Because it's so you're not innovating in the ways that you need to be. You are going back to the drawing board and for better. You found this template that works to a point, but then you see this reaction online and you're like, why are people having this reaction? It's very simple. You played those games 1,000 times and you're falling into the Ubisoft trap. The Ubisoft trap is all of their games end up being very similar and formulaic. And where is Ubisoft currently? They can figure out that everybody wants to do Splinter Cell for some reason, and they're still working on these other games. So, anyway, just a little bit of a rant. It's just frustrating that we've been getting all of these live service bets when I know the Wolverine stuff is controversial. I'm really excited about Wolverine. I'm excited. I'm even excited about Cloud Veil, things considered because it is at least in the God of War universe. But I want a core God of War entry with Kratos at the helm. I want Horizon of all things, and I certainly don't want cel-shaded Horizon game. That's a multiplayer live service game. Look, you missed the boat. Stop. You missed the boat on the live service thing. We only have so much time in our day, and unless you're going to show us something that blows us away, you're not going to get this genre the way that you want to. You let Bungie on marathon all things instead of just make more Disney. Look how much revenue we're generating here. Like, now that it's basically done, everybody just last. Like, it's still at Bungie.
Come on, Doodle.
Nothing's greenlit. They got an easy win over Team Destiny 1. Just remake Destiny 1. You have most of the assets in Destiny 2 already. People are now figuring out ways to get the servers using, I believe that they're using a PS3 or a 360 copy. Working on PC and running higher frame rates. So you have the fans doing what you want. It's the same with Bloodborne, right? You have so many it's right there. People see it, man. They see Infamous. You're not doing anything with Infamous. You're not doing anything with Killzone. Bloodborne didn't get any sort of performance update where, like, look, you could probably figure something out where you just give that performance update to your fans for the $10, like the definitive edition, like you do with Wolfen's game. There's so many easy bets you could be making, but instead you're making these $400 or $500 million bets on games that, I'm sorry, I don't want this. This is war. What are you targeting with the cel-shaded style marketing? And like, what other game? Like, what's your competition analysis? I don't get it. I don't like. Anyone have any wishes to share? Yes.
I wish I could watch national news.
Sleep. Like, we all look at the comments. The sort of things that are back up. How many are the games that are getting greenlit? And then of all things, you have blue points on God of War, like a multiplayer God of War or a God of War live service, something that might actually work. Meaning with Ascension, there was some tease to it, and you close the studio. Like, you have Bungie with an easy W with Destiny content, and you have Marathon, which has like less than 1,000 players a day at this point. Well, I actually don't know. I can bring it up really quick. I'm sure it's not good, right? It is not anywhere near where it needs to be. Oh, I'm sorry. Their 24-hour peak was 4,000 players. And it's, you know,
They are loading something from that ship.
So, look, man, I don't get it. The reaction to it is obviously frustration and a better dude that Sony is effing up live service games. Oh yeah, here's Nerd Dylan. Buy Bungie, have a bunch of live services in development. None of the live services games pan out. Shut down Destiny 2 and half of Bungie. How does Herman Hulst have a job still, according to Hermes Conrad? Like, we want PlayStation to make cool stuff, and they're just like, nah, we're gonna make Concord, Horizon Hunters, and we're gonna make fair games. Like, that's where we're placing our bets. What? I don't get it. Maybe some business genius out there can chime in and be like, Destiny, you know, actually, if you look at it from their perspective, they only spent $1.5 billion. But like one live service game, it would make $1.6 billion. So they just need one hit. We just got to get through the $400 million development cycle on Horizon Hunters Gathering, the $400 million development cycle or more on Fair Games, which they purchased the studio, and then, you know, shut down Bungie completely. Like, that makes sense. It doesn't, like, and if you're wondering what's going to happen with the studio, the game is not yet canceled, but the studio told staff at a meeting on Wednesday that they will have through December to impress executives with their next milestone, people said. Many of the developers on Horizon Hunters Gathering will be reassigned to a different project that will also be evaluated at the end of the year. It better be Killzone!
Empty. These glass vials are worthless. The Jackdaw needs a way through.
I have the same frustration with Xbox sitting on something like prototype, and they just do nothing with it. Anyway, that's what's going on with Horizon Hunters Gathering. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. I didn't sleep great last night, so maybe on edge today. Thanks for watching. Thank you to the members: Chris, Freddie, Bill, Rooney, Shane, Charity, Jason, Marcus, Ricky, Emma, Michael, Brent, Roberto. I'm going to get out of here. My last video. Bye for now.
Oops.
chest they hold ashore was full of empty vials.
Those meals would be
Where's our Portuguese
also
captain?
delicious. Let's be real, Badger's menu is way healthier than the competition. Their chefs actually know what they're doing. They bring meals and meals they're built to support my goals.
How many men must we kill for a
We
simple
tried to start off
prize?
with two damn good horror movies. That was a third movie that was kind of just forgettable with a couple good sequences. Then we got 4 and 5, which were
Men
just
who ran the
abs.
same gauntlet and
Let's
lost
just
their
call it
way.
what it is. Dog shit, my opinion. We have the brand new Insidious. Insidious out of the further. Let's bring back Lynn Shay, but everyone else knew. And I'm here to tell you that it's not as bad as the last two. I don't know if it saves the franchise. Let's go, everybody. Welcome back to a brand new movie review. Today we're discussing Insidious Out of the Further. About Gemma, a young mother who's raising her daughter in the house she grew up in, discovers she can now travel the further, where she possesses an ability to bring whatever lives there back to the real world. Now, this is directed by Jacob Chase and also written by him. Now, Jacob Chase did a movie called Complay, which personally, I mean, wasn't the best movie, but I like a lot of the ideas. I like the execution. In a sense, which is how everything looked. I like these ideas enough to say, hey,
I'll clear them off
I want to see what you do next. Let's get you, a little bit of a better idea, bigger budget, all sorts of things like that. And I think what he brings to the Insidious franchise reminds me of some of the things that I really enjoyed with the first two movies, but I still don't think it saves this franchise. And I say that as not his fault, but more the studio machine type of capability. This is fine. This is okay. This is just fine, okay. And I think the best way I can say this, it's forgettable fun. I think if I would have watched this on streaming, I would have been like, that's a cool idea, that's a cool sequence, that's a really cool sequence, oh, that's a cool design. Oh, it's done. That's it. That's it. I just left this movie not really feeling much about what I watched. I kind of just watched it, enjoyed it, and left. And I always like to put it on a scale of, and this is a pretty big scale, at least for me as a father. Was this movie worth seeing me leaving my house? Mind spending time with my wife, spending time with my kid to go and see it? And the answer for me is, no, I'm really kind of getting ahead of my thoughts on the entire film. So let's definitely dive into this movie. Hit that like, subscribe, and comment below your guys' thoughts. The first thing I love to talk about, though, is my pros. And I do want to start with actually talking about the performances. Actually, before I even get into the amazing characters of this movie, I just want to mention Lynn Shay for a second. It's very much been the face of this franchise for literally since the original movie, and she's awesome in this film. I love that Lynn Shay gets to be the face of the horror franchise. Like, if there's any goodness that comes out of the Insidious franchise, especially in these weaker installments, it's that she's badass and awesome, and when she does show up in this movie, it is so great to see her. And I love, I don't want to say the prop toss she brings to this, but it kind of is the prop toss that she brings to this franchise, and I love it. It's the same thing with like the Conjuring franchise. Like when Annabelle, Lorraine, Warren show up in those movies, when Patrick and Vera Farmiga show up, it changes everything. And there's just something about Lynn Shay that does the same thing with the Insidious movies. When she's in a scene, there's something special about that sequence. When there's a sequence happening with her, there's something special about that sequence that just elevates it to an entire other degree. And I really wish she was in this movie a little bit more. In fact, I actually wish they didn't work it that she was in the movie, because I get what they did, but it would have been a really nice surprise to be like, oh my god, she's here. With the other actors in the movie, I did think Amelia Evans was also really good as Gemma. I just really believed in her storyline, and specifically what she was feeling as this mother who was distraught and understanding what was going on in her life. The Evans to make her was actually pretty special. I think that's actually one of the things that is a big highlight of the movie, is the way that Jacob Chase actually formulates their relationship and makes it so key to the movie. And specifically what he has to say about like parallels in the themes about like parenting and how maybe your parents have parented you and how all these different things can affect you. But maybe there's some coming down on that. There's some pretty strong themes in here that again I actually wish he did a little bit more, but actually I don't think that was his fault. The studio system tells you, hey,
took them long enough.
To quarters all, man the cannons! Every last hand!
On your command, Captain! Let's hear the roar of this beast!
Here for mid-mobile. If you're not seeing this at 70mm large format, that's what's some 10 DC. We had a conversation. I got arrested over her. She got you arrested. Yeah. Goes and grinds his ass for 28 days, and then he has to hear you bitching. He's not there for the next 14 when he's
Yeah, because he only has one job when he's gone. I have 37 other things I have to take care of by myself while he's gone. Not talking to me.
The alternative is you can get a
Stop, Tom! Let's get moving!
Yeah, but he doesn't want to do that either.
Do you want that? Given the choice, do you want that?
Too hot for my liking.
At this point, it would be really hard, but yeah, I mean, it would be president, so
with less money.
Yeah, with less money. So,
with less money. This is what you are choosing.
Not necessarily choosing, but don't really have any other choices. So, it's you.
Because you're a peaceful person with a big no people like you had said you what you want there. The job where he doesn't make as much. So she thinks like I make it. Dude, she makes it 2 weeks. Pretty much jealous. It's a jealousy.
It just feels a little bit worthless.
Yeah. And you make her yeah. I mean, she was full time and then just went part time. Like recently. She's gonna give you back where you're like here. Yeah, sensible. But she said stay at home. I think she did basically like 3 years past. Not like it's just doing her basically. I tell you, it's basically bad. As I take care of something. What I do, they got also that I go to school the vast majority of the year.
I mean, yeah,
so I make sure you can I mean, the summer camp.
Make those shots count!
That's also just really true. You can go to any summer camp anywhere. Any summer camp you want to. And you don't get a touch of either theater person. And you they sit there and show the face of the sister like, yeah, dudes make that piece of check over the job. Like the janitor, someone can understand. This is the end of the topic at this point. You're dreaming of just some activities here and there? Okay, great, that's wonderful. This is not clear. What are you talking about here?
I mean, there's one that goes into being prepared.
No, it's the way you're making it sound like there are no words. And he's just not there.
No, just a responsibility. That's all on me. That
okay, which was 16-year-old.
I mean, he has a band that he we're talking about mental concession.
I did band at 16. The band.
Well, he hasn't gone to the point yet. He's not 16 until November, so it's been already.
Did you say 16?
I said
the time he's at his dad's house, half the time he's choosing not to, then he doesn't get to do all the fun stuff. That is the part of growing up and learning how to become an adult when you're learning late teens.
I mean, he has his purpose. He just sometimes
Small quantities kept for special purpose. You must take me to the observatory, Roberts. I need to know what it is.
To what end? You guys make really good money. You can do that.
Well, this hasn't been factored into it apparently, so that hasn't been important there.
You feel like a stupid person, so
That's my motto. It's all the optimism I can muster.
to like do a drawing for you.
Okay.
All right, Captain. You've earned a look.
I need him.
All right. So how far are we?
The observatory. And what then? Do you plan to sell it, as he said? You play a dangerous game.
Let's see. How far are we?
Due to us and the crew.
We're at. Murder and Mayhem. Alright. So we're gonna save here. Alright, let's see. Murder and Mayhem. We're halfway through sequence 10. All right, guys. I'll catch you later. See ya.